welcome. I think we are up to Marvel Universe 2011, I believe is what year this is. So let's just pop it open and see. Now there was a Warpath that was sold in a single pack. I bought this one in the team pack. Why should I double dip, right? Yeah, exactly. There was no reason to. These didn't have Build-A-Figure parts or anything. They were usually just, you know, and that was one of the lazy things I hated about the line, is that they would go and reissue figures that were already issued and just repaint them. Instead of silver, he got gray on this one. So I got the variant though, and so that worked out. And hey, Spidey 2099. Like this figure a lot. I do think the skinnier body works well on him. He seemed kind of lean in the comics, so yeah, I didn't mind it on this one as bad as I do with some. And of course, Spider-Woman. I can only say I don't like that all the women in the line use the same body mold, but you know, I did like that they included her webs, that she can kind of slip behind her and kind of stand normal too. She's a little tough to work with though. Wonder Man. Okay, this Wonder Man came with a comic pack, and I think I see Quicksilver further down. X-Force Deadpool, and yes, I have his swords. They're in the bag. I remember these swords had a tendency to fall out, but yeah, I'm got a cool Deadpool. Yeah, I got the Wolverine too, I think. And okay, Strange's leg is off. I will wait until I have his leg because I know it's in here. It pops off all the time. The Avenger Hawkeye. Gotta love Hawkeye. And I have his bow. If you see that, you know, I do have the accessories somewhere. You know, they're in this bag somewhere. This Tony Stark. Try and go hands on him. Alright, the unmasked Tony Stark. I did kind of like this, although I didn't like the head sock. I freely admit. But it's still not bad. It's still not bad at all. Again, swappable heads were not a thing at this point, so you know, you kind of almost had to, you always had to buy a new figure to get the unarmored head. World War Hulk, or well, really this was Planet Hulk, but you know, still, you get the point, right? No, this was World War Hulk because this is what he wore at the very beginning of World War Hulk. Yeah, so they did get away with it. I dig this figure. I thought it was really well done. As soon as I saw it, I said, okay, we need this in a regular Hulk mold. And as you can see, he can actually move his legs, so that's cool. And he's got some pretty cool weapons. This I actually think is from the Avengers line. And it had a light up base, and I just thought it was nifty. It was the only translucent one of the bunch, and it just had a light up base, and you know, I just thought it was cool. So beg your pardon for a moment. Okay, yeah, there is Doctor Strange. I think it's a cool figure. I did not see that this issue ever happened on any other Doctor Strange mold of this I ever got. I did reuse this. Well, shit. And it just pops right off and it pops back on. Okay, I'm having trouble with it, but anyway, it is annoying. I'll pop it back on later, but yeah, you get the point. Is that, you know, I think this is just the one figure. I don't think this is a common issue, but I've not heard anything solid from any people yet to tell me one way or the other. Trying to get him out here. Now, okay, I mentioned this with this is Drax, of course. I mentioned Okay, take 3. I mentioned this with Warpath. Because Warpath came with 2 knives. And he only has 1 sheath. But Drax got a double sheath. So, you know, there's practically the same figure except for those sheaths. I just wish they had thought long enough to do that. Here's, of course, Ragnarok, aka Clor. When I was rebuilding my Marvel Legends collection, and I wanted that 8th anniversary Thor, Ragnarok came out, and people go, "Oh, Thor's at Target." And I'm like, "That's not Thor, that's Ragnarok, you idiot." I would get so mad. This right here, we stepped up a lot in the figures. This is Bullseye. He came with a comic pack with Daredevil. Both of them use the same body, and this is probably the best mold they did. And it works so well for so many characters. And I really think this is the best one. It's, you know, it's got a little bit more articulation, and it's not hindering the look of the figure. So I really like that one. Daredevil's in here too, so you know, he can get ready for him. The Wrecker, who of course has his wrecking pipe. Okay, I know Hope's in here somewhere, but this is Cable, of course. And you know, this is a pretty badass sculpt. I like it. So you know, that's really all I can say. I like it. Power Man. Another comic pack. Old school Power Man and Iron Fist. I was so happy when those 2 were released. And this is the look I love for them. So, and yes, his pants are blue. Hear that, Hasbro? You already established it. One of my faves of all time. He's got some wings that clip under his arm. Darkhawk. I just like Darkhawk, man. I just really do. I just always thought his comic was interesting. He was interesting. You know, and I love the figure, and I liked it in that series. Really well done. Sorry, I tipped the can. I'm bumping the camera. I'm sorry. Okay, here's Quicksilver. I mentioned him earlier. He came with the Wonder Man in the comic pack. Silver Samurai, and he has 2 swords. I know they're in there. Cool, very cool figure. This one's neck is fused. I've never gotten it to move. I've even heated it up and never been able to get it to move. So I like him too because he's a larger character, which I think Silver Samurai fits well. Okay, right, since these are side by side, I'm going to get them both out. This is what I was talking about. They have the short sleeves on Reed and Sue. This is now the Sue. This one came out in a clear version. This was bullshit too. She came out in a clear version and in a Future Foundation version. There were 3 versions of Sue, but you had to buy the team pack for it with Thing, and you did get Herbie the Robot being Reed. But because of this, there is no set of Fantastic Four that all match. It's a mess and a wrong that should be corrected. And there, of course, is Cyclops, and of course, his ass is backwards. But he also has pew, 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 pew. Oh, pew, pew. Doesn't look as much like Conan O'Brien as his X-Men Legends version too. I like that one a lot better. I think it looks more to his understanding. I believe this is Scar. Yep. Son of Hulk. They pretty much reused the Hulk body for this one. I can understand why. I just don't like it. You know, Danzig Hulk, as someone once called him. It's okay. It's not the best in the world. I don't hate it. Well, this guy's a little famous now. Hey, how you doing, guys? He's got a gun in his for his holster. I know it fell out in there, probably, but this is my favorite Deadpool of this line. This is using just get some joints rearranged. Now this is using the Wolverine Origins movie one, so he has those stupid ball hips. That would be my only gripe against this figure, is they're using ball hips. Otherwise, I love it. And there is X-23 in her X-Force outfit. And here is Loki. Is this a Gigantic Battles one? Yeah, probably. Of course, his horns got bent in storage, but well, you know. And this was before. And you see, again, this happened a lot with these figures. It's a design flaw. It's not a terrible design flaw, but it is one. At least it's fixable almost immediately, because as you see, boom, he's back. All right. Cool Loki though. My only gripe was his hair wasn't black in the back; it was blonde. what a gripe, huh? Right? I'm so negative and toxic. Captain Marvel. You know, I never really got upset about Carol being Captain Marvel, but you know, no matter what, he was the original. And he was cool. He was a cool character. I liked him a lot. See a lot of accessories here. This was accessory heavy too. This part of the line got pretty heavy accessories. Bleeding Edge. It took me a minute to remember what version this was. Bleeding Edge armor. I think this is one of the cooler Iron Mans they did in this line. That's including the movie lines. The movie lines rock though. I love the movie lines, but this I think is one of the cooler ones they ever did. I thought this was top-notch Iron Man. Again, they're getting thigh swivels and stuff like that, which some people say ruined the line. I'm like, no, I made it so good. And our good buddy Taskmaster. Always like Taskmaster. He is loaded to the gills. He's got a shield. I think he has a sword. Yeah, he's loaded with accessories. He's got a bow. I mean, he's just loaded. He's got a gun. Yeah. The comic I was packed with was weird because it was like, it was the one where Deadpool actually basically curb stomped this wicked shield from a Hulk, but basically curb stomped Taskmaster, which was really out of character. Although, you know, that's also the issue where Taskmaster admitted Deadpool's chaotic nature made him harder to beat, and Namor in his Speedo. Yeah. Because, you know, reasons. There was a Namor previous to that that had a bit more clothing. I didn't like it very much. I'm not a big fan of Namor. I really just got that. I was trying to put together the Invaders. Of course, they only put the original Human Torch in San Diego Comic-Con. And there is Doc Samson. It's an okay figure. This was right about the time he did a heel turn, and it was like weird. I don't know if and I never really figured out if this was supposed to be him as a bad guy or him as a good guy. They didn't make it very clear. They just kind of put him out there and just said, okay, we got him out there. Both versions of Crusher Creel, aka the Absorbing Man. I do like these. I like that there are two versions. That kind of sells it for me. You know what I'm saying? I really like that fact. And here is the best Daredevil from this line. I love this version. Yeah, he's awesome. He is just simply awesome. One of my favorite Daredevil figures ever, in fact. I would say that the Marvel Legends one from last year, was it last year or the year before? I've lost track. I mean, obviously I'm going to say that one's better as far as just as a figure goes, but 1/18 scale Daredevils, this is the top of the heap. And I'm a big Daredevil fan, so yeah. I dare say I like Daredevil more than Spider-Man. We have the Falcon, and I do see his other wing in there, but I'm not going to dig it out. But here he is, and the wings clip in it like that, and he flies. This is an okay figure. It's not the best. It's not terrible. But I could see it having been better too. Miss Catherine Pryde. I'm just going to say it. I don't think this looks much like Kitty Pryde. This looks like generic background X-Men character. This is Negasonic Teenage Warhead before she made an appearance in Deadpool. I mean, you know, that's really how I feel about it. I apologize, but, you know. And pulled out Storm's lightning somehow. I think that's Storm, but anyway. There is Iron Fist to go along with Power Man. One of my favorite comics runs of all time. Here is Havoc, and this is the variant one that is his classic costume, and I need to do something about his headdress because it keeps falling down. Is there anything else in here before I get to... Oh. Okay. Wow, a lot of weapons in here. Iceman. X-Factor Iceman to be exact. I don't feel like they did this team justice. They did release an X-Factor pack. It had everyone but the people you really think. No Beast. That was the big problem, no Beast. But here we are with Apocalypse. That pack did have an Apocalypse and a Mr. Sinister, which I thought was weird. You know, it was slightly different colors for both of them. But, you know, I thought it was weird to have a regular release. But, you know, like I said, that was one of the tactics they did in this line, was they would release a figure and then release it again in a team pack. The most egregious one, I thought, was when they did it for West Coast Avengers. Now, I think all of this is just... Oh, in case you're wondering if you see that, that is a stand for... I forget the name of the line, but it's Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, and Leatherface are the only guys they ever released. 1/18 scale. Really awesome line. Oh, I just noticed one. And of course, Herbie the Robot from the original Fantastic Four cartoon. Can't go wrong with Herbie. But yeah, they would do that and tell you, hey, yeah, we completed the team. Oh. And the stupid version of Groot. I wonder why Rocket and Star-Lord are not in here. That's strange. I don't think they are anyway. This was the time when they ended the battle stands. This actually went to Luke Cage. I just gave it to Power Man. Hey, same guy, you know. That might be a shotgun I gave to Deadpool, but that is from G.I. Joe. Kind of cool. I mean, I like going through these, and I'm deciding what goes up. Another one I noticed I didn't see earlier was the original Thor, which wasn't a Secret Wars pack, but he should have been last year. Ragnarok reminded me of him. I know I have him, so I'm gonna have to probably go through some more stuff and just see, but I'm sure he's out there somewhere. We'll get through everything. This will take a while though, guys. Alright, so here we are again. This should be right at 2012. interesting year. Really good year. Really good year. We're getting to where things start to wind down. But this is where it's really ramped up and you get some really cool stuff in this. This is where this becomes my favorite line of all time. But let's go. Let's just move forward. Astonishing Storm. Really cool. The Scarlet Witch at last. Now the problem with this Scarlet Witch is she ends up being taller than the Vision. So that's a problem. Yeah. One of my absolute favorites of this line ever. And I have said it a billion times that Marvel Legends has not come close to this figure. But it's Beta Ray Bill. Love him. Just absolutely one of my favorites. And just the fact that his mouth moves, man, it's just so cool. And we've gotten one from Toy Biz in the Marvel Legends line. They did another one which was terrible. They just picked the wrong look for him. You know, I don't think they'll ever top that figure right there. I could be wrong. This always upset me. It's Puck. He should have had some articulation. And people say, oh, he's too small. I'm like, dude, they made a short round that's shorter than this guy with more articulation. So give me a break. I still bought him, and I still have the bird too. Alright, Mockingbird. This one I got on him. There's a lot of these in this year because they just kept repacking things, and I was like, I don't want to buy that whole box set, so I just bought Mockingbird off a guy. I don't know why he got rid of her, but fine by me. Oh, now I know where Thor is because this is in the Avengers pack. Okay, that is right. I probably sold the Thor from the Secret Wars pack, which is fine. You know, I sold a lot of these when things got tough, and you know they weren't going for too much at that time. I could get a few bucks out of them though. So yeah, this is probably the better Thor of the entire series. For a classic Thor, I mean. And I really dig him. There's plenty of Thors in this line, though. It's really weird. So much so, in fact, I don't think they knew what to do when they got to the Thor movie. And there's Gold Iron Man, of course. Jubilee. Somebody told me this was her in her vampire outfit. I'm not sure. I mean, I didn't really pay attention. I just got her to be Jubilee. Even though I really don't like Jubilee. Astonishing Beast, and don't get your hopes up, this is the only time we ever see an Astonishing X-Men look in the line. The only other time, well, there was the one for the Cyclops for Wolverine Origin, which is actually shorter, which is weird. And here we have the Mandarin in red. This was after the debacle with the Iron Man line, and they had him in green in that one. I prefer the green. I eventually got the green, but this is not bad too. I mean, you could do worse. I don't know why Marvel Legends can't release this. I think this is perfectly viable. I mean, am I missing something? I don't know. Maybe it could be Marvel doing it too. Of course, they let Baron Zemo go, so hey. That is Professor X's chair. I don't see Professor X. Here is Longshot, which came in a team pack. I was kind of okay with that, even though I already had the Wolverine. But, you know, it is what it is. There is Snowbird. Nighthawk. Just wanted to build the Defenders at the time. Now I don't much care. Nighthawk was not a favorite of mine. It was like, well, but he's part of the Defenders at one point. A great Punisher figure. I mean, it's on that same body as Daredevil and Bullseye. Oh god, the leg popped off again. Whew. This used to not happen a lot. So okay, I'll fix it later. But It's being held on by the holster right now. Anyway, he's a cool figure, and he's got weapons, of course, and I've got him in there. One of my absolute faves. Craven the Hunter. This is what the Marvel Legends should have looked like. Not that god-awful face. I have a video on that Marvel Legend. I will tell you when we get there, but this is so much better. Yeah, that is so much better of a figure. There's Professor X. He can come get out of the chair if he needs to. You know, I mean, you decide. People went nuts over the suited body. I'm just like, whatever, dude. But he simply slides in on the hover chair, and there he is. I believe he has some panels that open up, doesn't he? Yeah, go ahead, fall down, Chuck. Good job. I might be wrong on that. No, he doesn't. I'm probably mixing it up with the Toy Biz one. I believe the Toy Biz one did have opening panels on the chair. Yeah. So this one's gonna probably fool a couple of people because of what it is. People probably thinking that's God Emperor Doom. Well, you're wrong. That is Future Foundation Doom when he joined the Future Foundation. Yeah, him and Reed Richards worked together for a while. I thought it was kind of stupid myself. Didn't like it much, but I did like this figure, and I'm kind of glad I bought it now because I can sub it in as a God Emperor Doom figure. Here is Juggernaut Unmasked. I had the Colossus, but I just didn't like the white color on him, so I got rid of the Colossus and kept him. You do that from time to time. This is, to me, the best Hulk figure, hands down, they ever did in this line. This is just awesome. I wish they didn't just straight up repaint this figure for red and gray Hulk. Gray Hulk, you can get away with it. Red, that's not no. But, you know, of course that's what they did, and that's what we got. Now, before I do this, I mean, I gotta say, I did like the wings on the Marvel Legends Angel. However, it's not that innovative. If I can get this into the peg. I mean, this is almost the same thing. Yeah, there's a little one in the middle. So, I mean, I don't hate it. Don't get me wrong. But I was kind of like really bummed out that figure cost $35, knowing this one was a regular release in the line from the Marvel Universe. It's almost the same exact thing. Oh, I see what that is. Okay. I'll grab that when I grab him. Alright. And Magneto. This is from the Ultimate Universe Magneto. Fun fact, he's using the Ghost Rider mold. I just thought that was funny. Ghost Rider mold's the original Magneto's cape. I mean, I think it works. Another favorite figure of this line for me is She-Hulk. Oh no, she broke! Oh no! No! Where's her arm? Where's her arm? Oh no, man. How did that happen? Aw. I love this figure. She's so cool. Wow. Dude. Well, at least I didn't do that out of the package. Look, double jointed. It's double jointed on She-Hulk, and it actually looks pretty damn good. I think. I think it did. I will probably have to glue that back and just accept that the bicep will have to be stuck like that. Oh well. God. That's a shame. Man. I'm so bummed. That hurts, dude. That just hurts. Well, here is Kang the Conqueror. Not the one that got in trouble with the police. Wow, these guys in storage are getting... Yeah, I gotta really get these out. I think I just couldn't get rid of this one, so I just threw them back in the box. Yeah, it's Iron Man with white. I think it looks stupid, but you know, that's the way it goes. There's North Star. If we go with the sister, I told you there was quite a few Alpha Flights in here, in this line. Okay, I think I can get them out now. And there is Mr. Sinister. Basically he was in a multi-pack for X-Force. This is the only figure I wanted, and I actually made a deal with the guy and bought him, which was cool. Here is X-Force Wolverine, which is basically, I think it's the Astonishing Wolverine from the Wolverine Origins line that they just repainted. I think it's the same head and everything. Wow, guys really went all out. Nova. I do like this Nova figure. Wow, dude, you didn't break, but your arm popped off at the same exact place. She-Hulk, that's weird. That is so weird. Okay, hopefully he just pops right back into place. Of course, I put it on backwards. Okay, yes he does. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. First thing I did when I got this one an Angel is I just put them together with Black Widow and Ghost Rider, and just said, "We are the champions, my friends." Psylocke, of course. And is that it? Wow, that's it. Okay. I'm really bummed about that She-Hulk. I gotta fix that, but well, beyond that, everything looks cool. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this romp down memory lane. This has been fun so far, and we're getting further and further in. Can't wait to get to some more stuff. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, say farewell, and hope you guys have a good day. Oh yeah, do all the YouTube stuff.